Today's video is about when gear gets in the way of creativity, plus I say goodbye to my digital SLRs. In advance, I apologise for the clip with Tom Cruise in it where I... Roll the intro! I've never done a what's in your camera bag video, and that's deliberate. I've got one too many camera bags, plus my wife would find out the true extent of my problem. I've got too much camera gear. And I'm not boasting because it's actually causing me some problems. I've mentioned this in some previous videos. Carrying around too much camera gear is hindering my creativity. If I'm going out shooting landscapes or architecture, for example, I'm taking two cameras. The first camera, my Canon 80D, it's got the flip out screen, it'll have a microphone up here. This is for filming so that I can share my videos with you. But I'm not very happy with the still images that come out of the 80D. So alongside the 80D, I also take my full frame Canon 5D Mark III. And I am very happy with the images that I get from this camera. So I've got two cameras, the same system, but different lenses for different purposes. One camera for videoing and one camera for taking stills. And this is typical of a lot of YouTubers who are, say, shooting landscape vlogs. It's not just the cameras you need to take into account. I carry around two tripods, one to hold the video camera and another for my stills camera. Some of the videos coming up soon, you'll see me struggling with my gear. So why am I bringing this up now? Well, if you saw my last video where I compared the Canon 80D against the Canon RP, which I'll put a link up to. So once I had my hands on the RP, it got me thinking, maybe, or surely there is a camera out there that does the job of the Canon 80D for filming myself and matches the quality of the 5D Mark III. I'm friends with Gordon from Camera Labs, and Gordon knows everything you ever want to know about any camera. So I said to Gordon, this is my wish list. I need
the need for speed.
I need a full frame camera that has a flip out screen that matches or betters the quality of my 5D Mark III, and it'd be great if it can take EF and EFS lenses. This is what Gordon gave me as options. He said, Ben, you can have the 6D Mark II, which is a digital SLR. You can have the Canon RP, which is what I was comparing in my last video, and you can have the Canon EOS R. These are the only three cameras in the world that are full frame, that have a flip out screen. What's happening? It's 2019. Good news, I'm sticking in the Canon system. Can you guess what I went for? Well, it was an easy choice. If you watched the Canon RP video, then you could see that the RP is not a great camera for video. The 6D Mark II, also not a very good camera for video. And the RP shares the same sensor as the 6D Mark II anyway. So you guessed it right, I got the Canon EOS R. Watch this. Bam! Full frame, flippy screen, business. By the time this video goes out, these will unfortunately have been sold, which means that I no longer own a digital SLR, which makes me sad because I have had a digital SLR in my hand for the last 15 years. But the good news is that the Canon fits in the hand properly. I get to keep all of my Canon L series lenses. This is going to do everything that I need it to. Now, don't get me wrong, this is horrendously underspecified for its cost. This was £2,350. That is too much. This camera is not worth £2,350. The Sony a7 III, which is what's filming me right now, is less than that, and it embarrasses this in terms of specifications. But guess what? Deal breaker. Now I know a lot of people are very brand loyal, and I think that's where I'm slightly different because I own both Canon and Sony. Say if you were a Sony shooter and you know that I own a Sony a7 III, you would say, Ben, why the hell would you buy a Canon EOS R? It's ridiculous. It shoots half a frame a second. It's not that bad. It's a very slow camera. It's very under-spec'd. It's only got one card slot. Blah, 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 blah. But it works for me because I shoot architecture. Buildings don't move very quickly at all. If I'm shooting landscapes, again, that is a very slow process. You don't need a quick camera for shooting landscapes. If I were a sports shooter, or if I was shooting fast action, then I'm going to be using the Sony, which is filming me right now. So the right tool for the right job. That is how I've ended up with so many different cameras, because there isn't one camera out there that does everything for me. Now, it was never my intention to move away from digital SLRs. I'm very happy with the quality of the output that I'm getting from these cameras. Inside this tiny little camera is a 5D Mark IV sensor. So that is also an upgrade. So I've got two cameras combined into one and an upgrade. So I guess the message of this video is, if you find yourself taking out too much equipment, you've got a bag full of heavy lenses and you think, oh, I'm not enjoying this as much, think about narrowing down the amount of kit that you take with you. If you're looking to narrow down your equipment, I would highly recommend that you go into your Lightroom catalogue. You can change the filters on it so that you can see which lenses do you use the most. I found that I had different lenses that were overlapping focal lengths. Some of them were video lenses, that was the issue, but by selling some equipment, I get the same result just with one camera and one lens. So I think this is just a case of the grass is always greener on the other side. Do you remember when you first got into photography and you had a really entry-level camera, you had the kit lens and maybe a nifty 50, and you were free, it was lightweight, you could stick it in a small bag and you just thought, this is easy, I'm just going to go out and take some photos today. And you would bump into another photographer and you would see them with a lovely white lens and you think, one day I will own a lens like that, it's going to be amazing. And then you get the lens and then it's so heavy, you just think, oh, I'm bored of carrying this lens around with me. I'm at risk of missing the shot because I'm so concerned with, oh, should I use this lens, or should I get that lens, or should I use this camera? Instead of some of the best times I've been out with my camera, I've just had one camera, one lens. When I went to Morocco, I was doing some street photography there. I took one camera and one lens, the 50mm 1.8. That was it. It was great. I was free. I just had one camera slung over my shoulder. I just felt free. Anyway, these are all first world problems. So in the future, you can expect to see me with the EOS R shooting some landscapes and also filming myself with this. But I've already shot quite a few landscape videos with my older equipment. So the EOS R won't appear until a few videos further down the line. Also, one final point, some of my kind viewers have been pointing out how bad my audio is, especially when I'm in my office here. This Rode Video Mic Pro, awesome microphone. It was user error. I didn't realize that this has a setting on it so you can separate the left and the right audio, and I had essentially bracketed the audio so the left channel was slightly different volume to the right so that you could recover it if the volume was too high. Anyway, this video has been recorded using a Rode Go, what it's called a Rode Wireless Go, and it is secretly hidden here. So the other half of this is attached to the top of my Sony and it's recording straight into the side of the camera. It doesn't matter how far away I go from the camera right now, I can go up to 70 meters and this is still recording audio straight into the camera. So this is sweet. If you're interested, Gordon and I made a review. Well, I filmed Gordon and he reviews the product. I'll put a link at the end of this video. Highly recommended. Hopefully this sounds a lot better. Step by step, I'll make some mistakes. I'll share the mistakes with you and then we can all learn together. This just leaves me to say goodbye to my trusty Canon digital SLRs. It's been emotional. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a single video.